I don't know much about the vegan teacher. Seen a lot of clips of her and stuff. She doesn't want people to eat meat, but I people don't really understand that you can't survive on just vegetable. All two will kill you. No, it doesn't matter which one you eat, all two will kill you. If you eat too much vegetable, you're going to need more nutrients, and you would eat meat or fish. You can survive, it doesn't matter which one you have to eat. If you eat just meat, you can get fat and will die because it was unhealthy. No matter how much you cut meat, it's still unhealthy. Vegetable is unhealthy to a degree too. But just like animals, like deers, if deers eat too much grass or leaves or whatever, there will come a point where they won't have enough nutrients to the point where they will eat meat. They will eat snakes, birds, bunnies, just any small thing that has meat in it, mice, all those type of stuff. I literally saw a video of a snake eat a dog, not a deer eating a snake like a fruit roll up. So you know you cannot survive off it. There was a girl that was crying for and recording for the dumbest reasons. It turns out she wasn't getting enough nutrients from the vegetables because she was vegan, and she was forced to eat meat, and she was crying because she had to eat fish. That was so stupid. I know there are Rastafarians that don't really eat meat, but they do eat fish. That's something that they do. They eat fish, and they get nutrients from the fish that they would get from meat. That's why you don't really see a lot of skinny Rastafari. You see a lot of skinny Rastafarian, but not skinny like the vegan teacher. The vegan teacher is really, really skinny, and I think she's going to die soon because she only eats vegetables. She's forcing everyone to eat vegetable when she's literally slowly killing herself without even realizing it. I don't think she's even been to a doctor recently. She's literally killing herself eating the same vegetable over and over again, not getting this nutrients that she needs to build up fat. Sometimes you need fat into your body to build up whatever you're building up, right? So, but you get what I mean. But today we're going to be reacting to Umpaville. Umpaville is basically I don't really watch news, but he is my news. I watched him back when he used to play video games and stuff like that. He's basically our favorite cringe YouTuber. He's still cringe now, but everyone still like him. Even Nick Avocado that doesn't like a lot of people actually likes him and stuff like that. It's called Vegan Teacher is Over. If you want to watch the video, just type that in because I can't really put links in the description yet until I have about 1,000 subscribers or stuff like that. So I can't really put links in the description. So the name will be in the description, but I guess let's start.
Hello everybody, I just finished eating a vegetable because I eat vegetables and stuff. Today we're talking about
Don't mind me
vegan
eating.
teacher.
I eating a burger with meat in it. Hope she don't come after me or something.
Your mom doesn't want you to be a good person.
Now, I haven't talked about the vegan teacher in a long time, and the last time that I even mentioned her, I was speaking to her in person. That's right, I interviewed her. She came to my house and stayed there for multiple days. Is scissoring real?
Um,
It was interesting. It's really interesting, and now it's become more interesting and more relevant and more pertinent. And I'd like
I
to
might go and watch
explain, 'cause
that.
it's fucked up. All right, yeah.
If a police
Same with the
officer
vegan
saw
teacher.
somebody kicking a dog or trying to pin a dog down, steal her puppies, and drink her milk, police would be like, what the fuck's going on?
In the distant future, our grandchildren's grandchildren.
It's
will
not
read
slander,
history
but
books. They will read
look
the
how
documentation
skinny
of the
she
rise
actually
of social
is.
media and what came
I know
out of
there's
it.
a
There
lot
will
of people who
literally
eat
be a
meat and
chapter
still is
dedicated
actually
to
skinny.
creators like the vegan teacher.
But in
How
her
is it that
case, she
vegans
doesn't
can
really
say
eat
that
meat,
it was a
and
terrible person for stripping down individuals and bringing them into gas chambers, but when
So,
their own family members pay for 6-month-old baby pigs to be murdered in the same way, somehow that seems to them to be excusable.
Creators who rely on outrage for exposure and reach and to maintain relevancy, etc., etc., etc. Provocateurs, they are called.
Wherever there is war in the world, there are also so many animals who are suffering. Just think of all of these families who have pets.
The vegan teacher, outside of politics, is one of the most stark examples of this type of behavior.
Vegans are better than God. That's right.
She's a fascinating woman with a very unique style of content, and that style of content is saying things to make people mad in the hopes that she prevents animals from dying. That's what it is.
I heard that there was a man in Alabama who was executed with some gas as opposed to a lethal injection. And a lot of people were getting very upset and saying that
she wants to
this was
prevent
brutal
animals
and
from dying.
inhumane. And meanwhile, they're just sitting
That
there
won't
eating bacon,
stop them
sausage and
from
ham.
Recently, I
dying
made a
from
video
natural
on PETA, and I
causes.
sort of explained their process and
We
how
help
I do
them.
not think it's very logical. It
I
doesn't
grow
make a lot of sense
animals.
to
No, my
approach
mom
this
grows
thing
animals. I
like
take care
this,
of
and I
them.
think that the vegan teacher is just an
We
extension
grow
of that, and that's what
them,
we're going to be talking about.
well, we slaughter
today,
them
'cause
and
you might be like, well,
sell
dude,
them.
didn't you invite her to your
But
fucking house and you platform
if
her?
you leave
Yeah,
them
I did.
alone, sure, they can
Because I thought
survive
that would
in
be
the
the right thing
wild
to do.
of
You know,
eating
80% of life is just
things.
showing up. Right?
But in the place,
I used to tell it to my
but
students too.
if it's
like,
a populated
you know,
place
if
and
if
you
just don't
leave
wanna
them
come
in
to
the
school, just
leave
at least
them,
put your ass in the chair.
they will end up
Even if you're
dying.
not paying attention fully, you're not doing your homework, you're at least there and you'll get
But
something.
Looking back now,
it
I'm
won't
just
really
stupid. I'm
matter
just dumb.
if
I was just
you
stupid,
leave them
and I
in the
thought that would
wild,
be
because they
fun and
will
cool and
end up
interesting,
being
but in
eaten by
reality, I
other
regret that whole-
animals
I'd regret
and stuff
interviewing
like that.
anybody, to be honest. Also, on top of that, which we're going to be getting into today, you may have recently seen that Miss Katie has been on a bit of a descent into insanity and pure, just unbridled delusion. Lately, her videos have accelerated into something that is just fucked up.
I don't think I could
Firstly,
call
I
his
will
name
talk
on
about my
YouTube.
complicated
I'ma just
history
call him
with the vegan
Hipster.
teacher. It all started in 1996.
She just said Hipster's a
My
nice
mother's
guy.
sister, the vegan teacher.
Damn.
Just kidding. She's not my aunt. That's just some shit I made up to confuse people because I do that. I don't know. I like to just say shit that isn't true because I think it's funny. I have no relation to her whatsoever, and I first saw her when many of you saw her a few years ago, 3 or so. I first stumbled upon her, made a video. It was fun. It was cool. Talking shit, punching down. It's always fun. It began with the vegan teacher trying to spread her cause, and that cause was to go vegan no matter what. Always eat vegan. Never harm animals unless you absolutely 100% have to, and even then, don't.
If your so-called friends and family are paying people for the torture, the kidnapping, the confinement, and the murder of innocent animals, how on earth can you justify that and say that these are good people?
I probably saw her first on TikTok, and then I'm sure I saw a YouTube video. She has 2.6 thousand fucking videos, which is ridiculous.
Animals are just the same as you and me.
No. Can an animal get a business loan? I made quite a few videos on her as well. There's a whole playlist. I made a bunch. She just is dumb, and it's really easy to make fun of her. I mean, you guys have maybe have seen the videos. I'm not sure. They're not that
I
good,
watched the
to
one
be
where
honest,
Chicago-
and neither are hers. to be really brutally
Gordon
honest.
Ramsay.
Why is Gordon Ramsay an animal bully
Yeah.
when instead of eating meat, he could just eat protein-packed veggies?
From the beginning, it is easy to notice that she has an interesting way to get others to stop doing, to spread awareness, really, and prevent people from doing what she doesn't want them to do, which is stop eating animals and consuming meat.
Maybe you were holding on to your own umbilical cord. I don't know.
I probably had my pecker in my hand.
Maybe you're holding on to your own little...
She was in my head at this point. She knew exactly what I was going to say at all times. Pretty funny. Pecker. I still say the word pecker. I haven't changed that much. I couldn't win, but neither could she. It was a stalemate. We were butting heads for a long time.
Oh no! Oh God, not this guy! Oh Christ Almighty! Why did they give me commercials of him?
She got a Gordon Ramsay ad on my video, bro. Woo! Vegan donut. It was a bit of a love-hate relationship, and by that I mean I do not see her as a threat. I do not see her as someone who is really doing any damage, and it's just like kind of fun to make fun of, and like she's not actually hurting my feelings by saying shit about me or whatever. That's just, it's just an easy sort of content thing, really. Yeah, she hates me. She didn't like me very much. She literally said it. Our feud continued for a little while, and eventually something beautiful happened. She ended up in Texas. She agreed to come visit me. I thought she was going to pull out. I tried to be as respectful as I possibly could. I got her phone number. I was like, hey, is there a chance you could come down here? I've been doing these interview things. I would love to sit down and talk to you. You know, I'm not going to try to refute what you're going to say. I'm not going to try to shame you or whatever. I just want to hear what you've got to say and see if we can make an interesting video, and you know, see if there's anything beyond just the very clear grift provocateur thing that you're doing online. And we drove all the way to my property out in the middle of nowhere, where there is now a trebuchet on that property, and I convinced her to shoot a gun.
Oh wow. Can you do that again?
Yeah, I'll have to reload it.
Oh, did I hurt you?
Yeah, my balls hurt.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry.
By the way,
She seemed like a
we
nice
had RSOs
person
and we was
in
ready, bro.
person,
I'm just saying.
but
there's a lot
on
of
the
safety to
internet
it, this, and
she says some
I shouldn't
wild
say,
stuff.
Yeah, I
But
won't say anymore. We went. It was very safe though. The whole gun thing was incredibly safe. We went out. We ate vegan food, which I got some interesting stories about that. We did a little dancing.
Do you think I should buy a matching skirt?
Sure.
Would you wear this outfit if you were me?
No. And overall, I had a good time, I would say. The bitch has so much fucking energy that it is tough to keep up with her. And I'm busy as fuck. She does nothing but care about animals and make horrible songs and like fucking talk shit about people on the internet, which is kind of what I do, but she does it in more of I don't know, just like a dumb, just a vegan way. So it's like kind of boring and weird.
Stop breeding animals just to eat them. Stop creating them just to be cruel. Stop breeding animals, don't fucking touch them. Stop being an asshole, that's the golden rule.
Overall though, it was okay. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun. It was an interesting time. It was really interesting to get to know her. She brought her husband down. He was a really cool, regular guy, by the way, extremely regular. She would do shit and he would be like, she was a good guest. She's entertaining. She's funny. She had a lot of
husband must be
energy.
tired.
She believes in something, which is hard not to respect, even if it's just absolute fucking insanity. All that being said, she is a crazy
How old
vegan
is the
and a
vegan teacher
misanthrope
though?
that
She
absolutely goes too far,
very
and now
energetic.
she has devolved into
There was a rumor going
sad
around,
shell
I
of
think,
her former self,
2 years ago, about her having an OnlyFans.
which
That was the funniest
is
thing.
crazy to say because she sucked in the very beginning,
The
and
funniest
everyone
thing in
thought
that year.
but there was still something
One of
there,
them,
some
at least.
kind of nugget of positivity. Maybe she is doing good for animals, but no. She's dug herself so deep of a hole now. The right phrase would be a fall from grace, but there was no grace. It's like falling from one circle of hell to another one, and multiple circles of hell down. I believe she's actually lost her mind and completely ruined her reputation beyond the point that should even be fucking possible online. It was
She
non-existent
did.
when I interviewed her.
She was
already
fun.
rock
She
bottom.
made a
Nobody
lot of
fucking liked her.
videos
And now
other
it's gotten
than
worse. Miss Katie has had a bit
vegan
of
stuff.
a past with just calling out creators, starting beef with people online in hopes of getting a response video from them, which, you know, it's free views for everyone. It doesn't hurt either of the it hurts her, actually. She's not doing a very good job. She thinks she's a martyr, but she thinks that if 1 million people watch, 1 or 2 will turn vegan and stop hurting animals or whatever. She did that with me. She's done that with PewDiePie. She's done it with Ryan Trahan, and she's done that with my beautiful girlfriend, Christina, who she's done a lot of horrible stuff to, and she's done nothing horrible to her. She's said a lot of horrible stuff, and Christina is an adult. I'm not going to speak for her, but I know her very well, believe it or not. The vegan teacher's words do not mean anything at all to Christina, nor do they to me, nor do
My
they,
hair
I
look
assume, to Ryan
crazy,
Trahan,
man.
whatever. This is all just fun, but she The vegan
Ugh.
teacher has created an
Look how
entirely
long it
new
is.
level of just shit that
I
she
could
has
get
now
locked or
incorporated it into her entire personality
something.
and reputation. She's consistently said this, but she says that there's a Holocaust going on, and that is the Holocaust of animals dying.
So many murdered animals keep coming into these restaurants everywhere around the world because of people like you who encourage people to go there. This is an absolute devastation. It is a Holocaust that is going on.
And she compares the Holocaust of reality of World War II and the regime to what is happening with animals, which is not even remotely the same thing, because they're fucking animals. They're not people. It doesn't matter. No, if you want to equate humans to animals, that's fine, but you are on the losing side of any sort of rational argument or any sort of fucking scientifically provable basis of psychology, whatever the fuck it is. You're just going to be wrong. There's going to be like a couple thousand people there beside you, but you're going to always be wrong. Should they be treated with respect? Absolutely. She made a fucking Palestinian white male comment in regard to Ryan.
He is nervous. He is nervous. There are people right now who are being bombed to death in Palestine, and he is a white male in a car, and he is nervous.
She has an awesome dead body musical break, cemetery musical break. Like the videos, they're just bad. They're very bad. She calls Ryan a coward, which is a slur, and I think is offensive to cows, probably.
Have you even seen the documentary yet? Have you watched Dominion? I bet you haven't. You're too much of a coward, aren't you?
And that's just recently with Ryan. On to my girlfriend now.
Be vegan, everybody, because you can, because you don't want to hurt the animals. Look. Why love one but eat the other?
Because one tastes like chicken nuggets. And those are delicious.
She's done this a lot with Chris
True.
for a long time. One of Chris's most viewed videos on YouTube is just her fucking proving her wrong.
What's in
Well,
your
if
hand
we
there,
don't eat
vegan
it, something
teacher? What's
else,
this? Oh no. We're
an
about to
animal
expose the vegan
will.
teacher.
Making her seem like an absolute idiot because she's using crayons in her video and their animal product.
It will be shocking for some people to know that creating crayons requires the usage of animal fat. Crayola crayons are not vegan. Oh no.
And now, you know, I have a history with the vegan teacher, and now, you know, she has a history with Christina. And
I heard that
now
gummy
me and
bears
Christina
is
are
made
you know, a
from
couple, and we love each
fat
other,
from
and we
pigs
stand up for
or
each other. And quite frankly, Miss Katie can't
whatever. I
seem
don't
to keep her
even.
name out of her
That's
mouth,
what I
and she's
grew up
just
to hear, but
making things
I still
worse
eat them.
for herself. When
don't
Miss
really
Katie
matter.
found out
I
me and
grew up
Christina were
eating
dating, she
them,
was
so
pretty
what's
excited. She made
what's
this
stopping me
little
from
epic
eating them?
TikTok, which is so cool. She's
I
excited
eat
for the wedding day.
vegetable.
She also said she wants to
If
come down to
vegan
Texas,
teacher ever
which she has
see
also
this, I
texted me
eat.
that as well. She wanted me
I
to.
eat
She wanted me to have her come down
plants too.
and me and Christina interview her, which is not
Vegetables.
going to happen. And quite frankly, I
Only
regret
vegetable I
ever
eat is
inviting her
cabbage.
down and treating her with
Nothing
respect.
else.
She also said she loves
Other ones
us,
taste
or
bad
me,
too.
I guess, on this thing. But it didn't last long because in November of 2023, she posted another video apologizing to her audience and then for begging for forgiveness from her audience for introducing us.
I'm sorry, but I owe you an apology. Unfortunately, I introduced Call Me Chris to somebody whose name is Oompaville.
Which she didn't do. She did not introduce us. She claims responsibility for her relationship. She says that she told me that we had similar senses of humor. That was in my interview.
I told Oompaville when I was down in Texas being interviewed by him that I thought that the two of them had the same sense of humor and they might get along. But I didn't realize how dark that sense of humor was.
By the way, I was with Christina before that video came out. By the way, I had been talking to Christina actively. I was talking to
I
her
think she
while
do.
the
I
vegan
think she
teacher
doing
was
all
there.
this for
your
views and
information,
stuff
I knew who
like
she
that.
was
That's
long before. Vegan teacher
sometimes
says
that's
she came
not
to
a
Texas
good
because I
thing.
promised to watch the Dominion documentary, and I did. And guess what? I don't give a fuck.
Chewing,
You see, I went to
chewing
Texas
her
because Oompaville promised that he would watch an
reputation
important documentary called Dominion,
every single
one that I
time
hope
is
you will all watch
not
too.
a good thing
And so I
at
had
all.
hopes that he would become vegan, and then if he and Call Me Chris would hook up, that they
Does
would
she
be
have
a
children?
decent couple and become
I don't
vegan
think she
together
have children.
and help to change the world and save millions of lives.
She then says that the two of us together are very dark and disturbing, and she regrets being the reason we connected. Not true at all. Not even remotely true at all.
I can see now that the two of them together actually have such a dark sense of humor, and it's kind of disturbing. So I'm very sorry that I ever introduced them. I wish I hadn't.
The comments hater, obviously, and this is one of my main points. She's
Facts.
completely harmless.
Just
Like, you
leave the
guys don't
girl
even have to
alone.
comment. You don't have to watch any of your videos. You don't have to
You got a
on
lot of
my
people
behalf
that eat
do anything or on Chris.
more
I'll
meat
let
than
her speak
her,
for herself.
which
On
is
our behalf, my behalf,
mostly
you do
obese
not need
people.
to go and tell the vegan teacher she's
But
wrong. She doesn't know she's wrong, I don't think.
don't
But
go
like,
to the
it
black
just
people,
nothing she's
please.
done has
We
had
eat a
any
lot of
sort of
meat,
effect.
especially
Genuinely,
fried
I
chicken.
actually believe that, and she's
I'm
dug
saying that because they
herself
eat a
a
lot of
hole
fried
by
chicken.
saying horrible things about people that
Don't
are
come to
cared
us.
about by a lot of
Just
people. It's not a good way to get things done.
at
It's
least
people have cognitive biases.
if you wanna
Psychologically, it
make
doesn't
people
work.
stop,
Maybe to 10 people it does.
at least
But
stop
then it's
trying
just a phase.
to
They forget. There are no people who support the vegan
stop
teacher.
trying
There are
to
just bots. That's it. And that's
blame
not my fault. I didn't
other
have to make
people.
any
They
videos
grow
to do
up
that.
with
Christina
me.
didn't
If
have
you
to make
grow
any
up
videos
with
to do
something,
that. Nobody had to make any videos to do that.
eating
That's
the same
all her. A couple
thing,
weeks ago, she uploaded a video called
it's going to
Hitler
be
was a nice
normal to
guy
them, just
too.
like in some
Sometimes
places
just like your own family members.
they grew
And
up eating
it's like,
snails.
I assume at this point she's
It's
just trying to
not
make
going to
money because she
stop
can't get a
them
job
when they
anywhere.
grow
She's
up from
fucking
eating
insane. Like,
snails,
why would
unless
anyone want to
they
be
choose
associated
to.
with her in any way? Why would a
But
vegan,
it would
a
still
vegan group
taste good to them.
want to be
It won't
associated with her
can't
in
stop.
any way? It doesn't make sense. Nobody's safe from the vegan teacher. Not even vegans like Hitler. I think he's a vegetarian or some shit. I don't fucking care. I'm glad he's dead. The main point of this video is her calling vegans out, her fellow vegans out, for not being okay with what Hitler did to Jewish people, but being okay with what their friends and family do to animals.
How is it that vegans can say that Hitler was a terrible person for stripping down individuals and bringing them
Didn't
into
Hitler
gas
kill about
chambers,
a
but
thousand,
when their own
not
family
even a
members
thousand,
pay
millions
for
of people?
6-month-old baby pigs to
War,
be murdered in the
Holocaust,
same way, somehow that seems to them to
Great
be
Depression.
inexcusable.
I don't know my
Like, I don't even know
history.
what to
Is
say,
Great
really. It's like,
Depression
I don't really need to say anything.
after
Like, you'd have to be
or
on
before
crack to
World
think that
War,
that's a good
War?
idea. And vegan
I didn't
already, by
learn.
the way.
I don't
This
have
is
a history class in
commonplace.
school,
She's
so
trying
I
to point out the flaw in
don't
people's
jump at me,
morals and
please.
compare things and try to
But
be smart and artistic.
I'm sure a lot of
But
people
it's not an
committed
argument that
suicide
should be
because their
taken
loved
seriously.
ones
So if you
would
ask
not
vegans, do they
come
think
back
that
home
Hitler
because
was a
they're
cruel
dead from
person
World War
or a
II.
good person? They will all say he was a cruel person. Straight out. Without hesitation. But if you ask them if their own family members and their own friends are cruel, without hesitation they will say, no, of course not. Why do they do that? Why do they lie about that?
If I saw someone like this and that's how they speak and that's how they're trying to galvanize people into doing the right thing, I would never want to be associated with anyone like that. And aside from the animals, it just doesn't make sense. And by the way, this is not an original thing that the vegan teacher does. I forget the fucking dude's name because I don't give a singular fuck, but she told me in person that the person that she gets all of her ideas from, the person that she's following in their footsteps, who's this militant vegan guy from the fucking 90s or early 2000s or whatever, she's just doing verbatim what he used to do, but applying it to the internet. It's just like, I don't know. It's a really niche group of weirdos. She also says in this video that we live in a vegan-phobic world, which is hilarious.
The reason that vegans lie is because we live in a vegan-phobic world. A world that is so difficult to be vegan in, to be an outspoken activist. Vegans are ahead of their time.
Vegans are not a marginalized group. They're just a group of people who are
I
making
wonder
a
if they know
conscious
that.
decision to not partake in certain societal behaviors, which is
In turn,
respectable.
they
No
know
one's
that
stopping you
some
from not eating
plants
meat. No one's stopping you
are
from
actually
eating vegetable. Like, I don't. Vegan
are
phobic
actually
is just,
alive.
it's moot.
I mean,
like I said, it makes no
technically
sense.
all
I don't think you
plants
should be
are
able to
alive.
pretend that you're under attack if
They
you're clickbaiting
eat,
that Hitler is a good guy.
they
And
sleep.
saying that if you're
According
not
to
vegan, you're
flowers,
worse than
the
Hitler. That's
flowers
just
that
my opinion. I don't really
closes
know,
at
though. I'm
night
not that
basically
smart, and I'm
sleep on.
autistic, so like, this isn't her
They
first time
eat
saying Hitler's a
water,
good guy. By the way, she made a video 2
sunlight,
months ago. It's just called
like
Hitler was a nice guy.
photosynthesis
I don't
type
even
thing.
care
They
what's in
bring
the
the
video. This
snake
is
and
just
stuff like
fucking
that.
stupid.
Person says, the thing about her, meaning me,
And they
that
give
she
out
only sees the bad
oxygen.
side of people and not the good side. Like me, not vegan. I volunteer.
I would say they're
at an animal
alive,
shelter
so
every
technically you
Saturday.
killing off a lot of things too.
Wow, what a nice person. So you volunteer at an animal shelter and then you go home to pay people to murder chickens, cows, and pigs, and then you shove them down your pie hole. Good work. I mean, hey, after all, I agree with you. We should always see the good side of people. For example, Hitler.
Even if it's hyperbole, it doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. She doubled down on the Hitler was a nice guy thing because it has 140,000 views and because it got her more views and made her money. Somehow it made her money. I really don't know what's going on because in the interview section she seemed rational. She seemed to have like sort of a basic understanding of like the world, and she's just trying to get her viewpoints across, and she's doing absolutely whatever it takes, but it's kind of devolved into just this weird dogmatic, cultish thing.
should start a new religion, and the new religion should be a fun place to go. Every Sunday morning at 10:30, everybody goes, all your neighbors, your family, and there's singing there, and there's a potluck at the end. Obviously, it's going to be vegan.
She said that vegans and her, by extension, are better than God, and if she was in charge of the universe, that she could do a better job than God, which is like, I assume she's trying to make people mad, but that's like something that would get someone put away for a really long time, like a century ago, or 6 centuries ago, burnt.
Of course, vegans are better than God. Yeah, he doesn't even follow his own commandments. It clearly says in the Bible, thou shalt not kill, but then he created these lions who kind of kill the zebras, you know? Yeah, if we were in charge, we would do a way better job.
She doubles down on that and says that God does nothing while vegans are fighting to end the war on animals.
Yes, good job, you listened. Vegans are better than God because they are helping every single day to end the war on animals, whereas God is doing nothing. What about you? How are you helping?
And by the way, guys, I don't know if you've watched all of my other videos. I tried not to do the easy low-hanging fruit thing where it's just like, oh, I eat a steak while I react to the vegan teacher, because I don't know why. Every time I see any of your content, I just look out my back porch, which I have a beautiful view of a bunch of land and there's animals everywhere, and I take one of these weapons that I have that are all laying behind me that can reach out and touch something accurately, consistently, at any point, and I just do that to some animal. That's a joke. I don't actually do that. That would be funny though, wouldn't it? It's also
This is
actually called
less obsessive humor. I like it.
create a new religion.
We're going to be creating a new religion where we praise, not God,
I
but we're going
hate
to be
sheep.
praising,
Sheep is the
like,
most
good. You know, just add an extra O in there.
annoying
Or something like that.
animal
And we're
I
going
had
be
to
talking
take
about,
care of.
worshiping the things that are good. So what's good out there? Well, rain is good, water is good, water nourishes us. You know, air is good, that gives us oxygen. We're going to be praising the earth. We need the earth to grow vegetables. And we're going to be praising gravity, because without gravity, we'd be all fucked. We'd all be just floating around everywhere, right?
I don't know. She's fucking gone off the deep end though, for real. And speaking to that, this was all inevitable. This woman is chronically online. She's addicted to the internet like a child with access to a phone. She might not be able to help this. I think she has something wrong with her that is preventing her from being like it's actually excluding her from existing in society effectively. Like there's something so wrong with her that this will prevent her from ever doing anything that she wants to do ever again. She will never have a job ever again. She will never be loved on the internet or respected by anyone that respects themselves or others. The thing she believes in most, I genuinely believe she's been a power against it. Ironically enough, I mean, just take, for example, other vegans. There are vegan communities that hate her completely. There are vegan communities that fucking hate her. She's gotten all of her shit banned so many times. Most other vegans
Or
are
a
just
vegan
kinda normal, cool, and
community
people
that actually
like 'em. She even has a
hate the
Discord
vegan
server linked in her
teacher.
TikTok pages, and none of these people, they don't like her.
I
They
might
are
just
all
get
talking
him
shit about her. Most of the
props
people
on
in the
that.
server are not vegan.
Right here,
So
her-
I don't understand why she
I
has
work out
that. In her Discord
sometimes.
server, though, there is some epic mental gymnastics, as you might expect. It's not
Where's
fun.
your
I still
head?
get picked on by some of my friends as a joke. Still not fun. Yeah, for sure. I couldn't deal with being made fun of by so many people, to be honest. I like being socially popular. What about if you didn't make a million? I still think I value my popularity over that, to be honest. I like being popular and well respected amongst my friends. And our one vegan friend gets made fun of all the time. I don't envy them, but I do respect them for standing up for their principles. Then this fella named Abe says Hitler was popular. That makes a lot of sense to say in response to someone who is
That's
appealing
true.
to
I
the
don't
social
really want
nature of
my
human
reputation
beings.
to
There
be
are very few
dragging
vegans
in
who actually
my
like her. In fact, I
kind
think
of
the only
bad
vegans who
thing
actually
to
like
people
her
looking
are
at
in
you
her
bad.
Discord server, and maybe 50% of those people.
Kind of
So
have
there's
a I kind of have a little
there's
experience
1,000
from that,
people
but
in the world who like what the vegan teacher
having
is
your
saying. And that's
reputation
sad,
ruined
because
is
clearly what she's
not a
doing
good
is
thing.
not working. She's completely addicted to the internet. She obsesses over every single comment. She can't put her phone down. She posts so many times a day, and most of her posts are just responses to comments. Like, it doesn't, this is her job, but it shouldn't be. She should be doing something else. This is a complete and total waste of human life. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below. I hope to never ever talk about her ever again. I'm sure once this goes up, that
you
I'll
gonna
be,
end
I'll
up
be getting a
talking to her
text
again.
message, I'm sure.
Of course.
I texted her
She
recently and
lit-
threatened her
she will
not
respond
with,
to
like, bodily
everything.
harm or whatever, or anything
I
like that.
hope
but
she doesn't
there's some stuff
respond
that's
to
been going on
mine.
that has driven me to the point of doing this.
I don't
and
think I
believe,
want that right
Christina's
now,
also
but,
going to
you
do
know.
something like this, just to, final nail in the coffin, hopefully. And I implore you guys, by the way, don't go hate on
I
her.
respect
Don't go harass her.
vegans
Do
being
not
follow
go
through
harass
with
her.
what they
Don't
believe,
look
but
at, just block her. Just mute her, block
vegan
her,
teachers
whatever
are
you want to do,
different.
whatever you think you need to do, just block her, and then
she's
ignore, just cut her
different.
out of
I
your
think
brain.
she has a
Okay, she
little
has no
mental
effect on
issue
you.
or
She has no
something.
effect on anyone. She has no effect
I'm
on
not
anything.
saying that she
Genuinely,
has.
she is a bad person. I do believe
She
at this
might
point,
have
and her
one.
influence
She
is
should
entirely
go to a
meaningless.
psychologist or
Anyways,
something.
guys,
Not a
have a
vegan
good rest of your night,
psychologist,
and
obviously.
go enjoy a steak.
They're probably
Or
on
some
her
chicken or
side,
something like
but
that, and tag me in photos of your delicious meal on Twitter. All right, I love
maybe
you.
bring both of them and see what happens, right? A vegan and a normal one, right? And see what happens. Well, that's the end of the video, and we'll see a lot of other ones. How about next week I react to Liver King situation? I know about Liver King, he faked all the eating liver type things and uses steroids, so that one might be good. So like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and have fun. Have a great day, and bye.